Peter Jones is a dragon. For 21 seasons and 189 episodes, he has sat in the dragon's den with his own brand of quick wit, business feedback, not to mention more than £2 million in Dragon's Den investments. He is the only original dragon left standing. He is the dragon. Jones has a personal fortune of more than £1.2 billion. So, where did that money come from? What did he do, and how did he get rich? A lot of successful millionaires you hear about claim to be driven by a desire to change the world, do something revolutionary, some sort of big idea. But not Peter Jones. Peter Jones knows who Peter Jones is, and from a young age, he wanted to be rich. He loved expensive things, he wanted nice cars, he wanted nice watches.
All I wanted was to have material things.
And he knew that the way you get there is by making money. His first crack at making money came when he was 17 years of age. He was an accomplished tennis player and decided to open his own tennis academy.
I set up my tennis academy, started to make really good money, coaching at weekends, coaching in the evenings.
Working weekends and evenings to make some money and put it in his pocket, even if it went out just as quick. Rather than go to university, he decided he wanted to start a computing company.
The minute I left school at 18, I was learning about how to build a computer. By the time I'm 21, I found myself with this incredible computer business.
He read a book by Michael Dell, the founder of Dell, and decided computing was the answer, and he was going to build computers for corporate clients. He didn't really know anything about it other than this book, but he decided he was going to work it out as he went. And work it out he did. By 21, he'd made it. His computer company was going great. He had money in the bank. He was driving any number of the nice cars that he wants.
Bought my Audi 80 Sport and thought, this is really starting to motor now.
So much so that he watched the film Cocktail by Tom Cruise and loved that so much, he opened a cocktail bar by the same name. He was married, he was living in a big house, he had everything that he ever wanted and felt successful. He could come and go as he pleased and was really living the life that he dreamed of. But it was all about to change. By 28 years of age, Jones was broke. His computer company had failed. He admits to having made a whole bunch of mistakes and made some bad decisions. His cocktail bar also shut down. He was left penniless.
One of my biggest mistakes was actually giving too much credit away to various different companies that ultimately were unable to pay me back. And I ended up losing everything.
Absolutely flat broke. No money in his pockets, no house, no cars. He had to move back in with his mum and dad. 28 years old, moved back in with his mum and dad. So he was down, but he wasn't out. Jones dusted himself down, picked himself up, and went to look for a job in the unfamiliar world of employment. He got a job at a computer company whilst he considered what his next move might be. So that's chapter 1 of Peter Jones. A guy who had wanted to be rich, had a go, started some companies, made some money, bought some cars, bought a house, and then it all went and disappeared. He had to go and get a job. A lot of people would be so crestfallen, their egos destroyed, their sense of self-worth in tatters, that they might leave it there. He did well at his job. He was running one of the divisions within 18 months. He was making decent salary money. But that wasn't enough for Jones. He had ambition, he had self-belief that even though it had gone wrong once before, that wasn't going to stop him having another go.
What gets you back on your feet? For me, it was that drive and enthusiasm that I could do it again.
In 1998, something fairly significant was happening around the world, the mobile phone revolution. As demand for mobile phones exploded, Jones saw an opportunity, not to make phones, not to sell minutes, but to do the bit in the middle. He started Phones International Group for £1,000, that was his startup money. And he invented something he called single brand distribution. Basically what that meant is he was going to put the right phone in the right box and ship it to the correct person on behalf of mobile phone manufacturers. He partnered with Ericsson and it really started to take off. Early in the venture, Jones met with his bank manager and told him he expected year 1 sales to be £2 million. The bank manager was dubious to say the least. Phones International became Ericsson's biggest partner and in year 1 did £14 million in sales. By year 2 it was £20 million and by year 4 their annual sales were £90 million. A couple of years in and Jones decided it was time to diversify. In 2000, he started a company called Generation Telecom, which focused on telecom solutions for the railway industry. He would later sell the company to Vodafone for millions and millions. In 2002, he purchased a company called Wireless Logic, a computer-to-computer signaling company. It was a big success, and by 2011, he sold it to private equity for £38 million. More diversification followed. A recruitment company, a champagne and wine company. He was making money hand over fist and using it to make more money hand over fist. Then in 2005, the BBC approached Jones for a new TV show they were launching. They wanted to give small business owners the opportunity to pitch to established entrepreneurs for investment in their companies. The program, Dragon's Den. Jones signed up straight away. In the early years, it's reported that Jones would rewatch every episode, critiquing his own performance, working out how to be more compelling and more beneficial to the potential entrepreneurs. The success of the TV show made Jones famous, really well connected, and it seemed like everything he touched turned to gold. Board games, hot sauce, his own TV spin-off, even starring in the USA version Shark Tank. Jones was at the top of his game, an established member of the business elite. He still loved to spend and bought homes in Berkshire, Beverly Hills, Portugal, and Barbados. He's owned every car anyone would ever want to own. He even launched a collection of his own infamous stripy socks. Jones has a habit of buying, turning around, and exiting failing businesses. He and fellow dragon Theo Petitas bought Red Letter Days, an experience company. When they picked it up, it was on the edge of bankruptcy, but they turned it around, grew it, and exited for a reported £10 million profit. I could go on. Peter Jones has a lot of stories like this. He's invested in more than 42 deals in the Den, as well as countless things outside the Den. He bought Jessop's, he's done clothing partnerships, you name it, he's had a go. He is a dragon. Peter Jones is the dragon. His story is about somebody who was honest with himself about what he wanted, backed himself to get it, picked himself up when it didn't go right, and went again and again and again. He really is a maverick, and I expect he would probably like that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.